What's going on, guys? Welcome back. So as a continuation of the Hasbro G.I. Joe retro line, here we have Storm Shadow, which is part of wave 1, and this thing looks really badass. I just did the review on Snake Eyes, and damn, man, that thing was very impressive. It's just all the accessories that came with it, and then you actually had places to put those accessories. It was very well thought out figure there. And so here we have Storm Shadow. Now Storm Shadow did release back in the day in 1984. He was part of series 3, but he didn't really sell until 1985, 1986 is when he actually hit the shelves, and then he was discontinued in 1987. But as you can see there, man, he did have a lot of accessories as well. He had his backpack, he had a bow, he had a katana, nunchucks, and he had this like smaller version of a sword called a wakizashi. I think that's what I'm saying. Look, I'm not a ninja, but I think that's how it's said, or that's how you pronounce it. So really cool. And then of course on the back here you do have the bio card with the multiple languages, and then the figures that are all being released. Now Storm Shadow did release in a 32 back and a 36 back, and then that was it. And then they had other versions of it, but really cool figure. And I can see that this dude's got a lot of accessories, so if he's anything like Snake Eyes, he's gonna be very impressive on hopefully putting stuff around and everything like that, especially on that backpack that he's got there. So really awesome figure. I can't wait to check this guy out. So let me go ahead, take him out of the package, and then we'll take a closer look at this awesome action figure. Alright guys, so there is Storm Shadow. Now I gotta say, man, you gotta be creative on where to put these accessories, because he's got tons of accessories, man. It's just like, where do I put them all? And obviously these figures don't come with like instruction manuals or anything like that, so you just got to be creative. Like I said, man, there's a lot of places, but let me just show you what I did here. So obviously what I did was I replaced the white belt with the red belt here, which gives you a little bit more options on where to store stuff, because it's just a little bit more loose. By default he does come with this white one, which is not bad or anything like that, but it's just a little bit too firm around the waist, so it doesn't give you a lot of free movement to kind of store stuff in between the belt and the body. So here's the white belt, and obviously it does have a little peg right there where you just attach and detach right there in the front. So there's the white belt, so you do get that. And so what I did was I pretty much he's holding the fan there. He's got one ninja star in his hand, which he can actually hold it. He does have one ninja star stashed away kind of like in between the belt and the his top right there. So as you can see right there, there's a ninja star. Okay, so on the back here what I did was pretty much he has this backpack here which stores all the arrows, or well, these are molded onto the backpack, but he does have one arrow, and then of course the bow. He does have the swords, and then back here what I did was I stored the throwing knives, and then the two claws for like scaling walls and whatnot. They're back there in the back. There are like these little tiny little notches there, so I was like, hey, that's probably what you do with them. So I put them right there, and then on the back here I was able to fit both the sides on the back. So I think overall it looks pretty damn good. Now he does have, like I said, he's got a lot of accessories, so let me just break it down to you. What does he have? So the only thing he's not displaying or holding is of course his nunchucks. So he does have a set of nunchucks right here, and then you do have this nice string, so it's pretty long for a 3 3/4 inch figure, so that's cool. So you do have that. And then of course, like I said, you do have the little fan here. So there is the fan, so really cool. And then of course he does have 2 ninja stars. So here is one of them, as you can see, very tiny. But what makes it easy is that his hands are separated, like his fingers are a little bit separated, so you can stick the ninja stars in between them, and also the throwing knives. So that's pretty cool. So let me show you the backpack here. So here obviously it pegs onto the back right there. As you can see, you do have the slots for the 2 swords, and then on the back here I just threw on the 2 claws and then the throwing knives. And so the throwing knives are right here, and like I said, they actually fit between the fingers, or he can actually hold them, so that's pretty good. So you get 2 of those, and then you do get these tiny little claws right there for scaling walls or whatnot, so really cool. He actually holds them, and I'll show you that in a minute. And then of course you do get the sword, so you got one kind of medium length sword right there, and then of course you got a shorter version of that sword. And then inside you do have a compartment where you could throw in the arrow, so you have an arrow right there, and then of course the bow. So, and then of course you have the backpack itself, which is pretty good, and then you can open it. It's not really glued together, so you could open it if you wanted to, but there's that. And so really nice. And on him, he actually has, like I said, I stuffed the two sides back here, which is really nice. It fits really good back there, so I think that's a good spot for them. Or you could put them in the front however you want, so there they are. And then also back here on this black belt, he's got these little darts. Really crazy, man. These are so tiny. So as you can see, there's a little couple of darts, and the middle one actually comes out. Which is pretty damn insane. Let me see, because my fat fingers. There you go. So there's one little dart right there. That is insane, man. So it just goes right in the middle. That is pretty nuts. So like I said, he's got a lot. And then of course on his body, I did put the one ninja star in between the red belt and then of course his body right there. So as you can see, pretty much stuff anything you want with this red belt. So that is nice that it gives you that option to do that. And of course there is the tiny little ninja star. Like I said, man, he's got a lot of weapons, man. He's got a ton. Obviously this red belt right here, same thing. It does have a peg right there where you can attach it and detach it. This belt right here, the black one, is loose, so you could take it off if you wanted to, or just leave it on. That's how it looks on the back right there. You got a nice peg hole right there. And for the articulation for Storm Shadow is pretty damn good. Of course on the head he does have a nice swivel. He could look up, he could look down. Down at the shoulders he does have a nice ball joint. Then he has a rotation at the elbow, and then of course he's got that joint, and then he does have a nice little joint at the hand. So if you wanted to, you could bring it close. If not, you know, you could kind of maneuver it however you want, up or down. And then of course it does have a nice swivel. Down at the waist he does have nice rotation there. You can use it to kind of arch his back or bend down. He does have a nice ball joint at the legs, and then of course he is rocking the double knee joint, which is great. Down at the ankle he just has a rotation, so you just have one little rotation. Dual peg holes right there, more forward than at the rear, and so pretty much overall pretty good. Now at the hands he could hold all his accessories, so sword not a problem, he could hold it. There's no issues right there. He could actually hold his sword, not a problem. I already showed you the ninja stars. The side he could hold it, not a problem. For that little tiny claw thing, yes, he could actually hold it. Look at that. That's insane. So you just stuff it right between the fingers right there, and he can actually use them. So that's pretty insane. The throwing knife, same thing. If you wanted to, you could put it right in between the fingers, or you could just kind of hold it, you know, however you want. So he does hold it. That's pretty crazy. And then of course the fan he does hold pretty well, so not a problem. So he actually holds all his accessories pretty well, so not an issue. So overall, I mean, this guy's pretty damn good. Of course you got the nunchucks here, so he does hold that as well. And of course, you know, there you go. So pretty damn good. I mean, like I said, there's just a ton of accessories for this guy. And like I said, between this backpack and of course this belt right here, this is like the best way you're gonna be able to like store everything if you want everything on him. That's, for me, that's the best way to do it, man. I mean, it's pretty crazy. And of course these little darts right here, you know, they just fit right here. There's a little peg right there, there's a little peg hole onto the little dart compartment, and then you just put it on right there on the top. So pretty insane, man. I mean, like I said, he's got a lot of weapons, but they're so small, so you just got to be careful, man, not to lose them or anything like that. But for me, I think it's best to just shove them between the belt, and then of course, you know, whatever you can shove inside in here onto this backpack. So overall, I think it's pretty damn good. And of course, you know, you do have the base. Let me show you the base. So there it goes, Storm Shadow, really nice. You got dual pegs, except for this guy right here. He's got that weird nub on the one peg right here on this side. It's so weird, I don't know why. But obviously it works, it fits, it looks great. I mean, obviously it's a great figure. But I gotta say, Snake Eyes still, man, I mean, with the weapons and everything, and it actually has proper places to put them. I think that's probably the best one. But for him, like I said, man, that's up to you. You're gonna just have to figure out how you're gonna display all the weapons, if you want to display all the weapons. But overall, I think it's an awesome looking figure. I mean, you know, it's all white, there's not really too much details going on, but obviously the molding is really nice. And then of course the Cobra Signia is really clean. Look at that. And of course the face, man. Oh man, so really awesome. So there he is, man, Storm Shadow. So there it is, guys. Thanks for watching, thank you for the support, and I will talk to you guys in the next video.